Congratulations.
Good evening.
So, listen, that was your work that we saw. You want to tell us a little bit about that video clip?
Yeah, so that kind of started very, very early on during the pandemic, where everyone was kind of searching for stuff to do and keep creating, keep positive. So I reached out to Heather Cossack and Devin Michael Brown, who were in that video, and asked them if they wanted to do something with me, because I just wanted to be creative and do something. So we waited for a nice day. I think that was in April, the end of April. So finding a nice day was difficult to do. And yeah, we put something together, and that was the product. And that kind of got the juices going, and I wanted to do a lot more teaching, which is what led me to, I think, why I'm here today.
In the wings, we had a chat last week, and I gave you the nickname of Segway Steve, and you have not let me down, because that was beautiful.
Thank you.
For singular next episode, Steve Cota. So In the Wings is a brand new online music theater training program, and I know that it kind of was inspired by the want to stay creative, to stay trained, to stay sharp. But tell us a little bit more about how it came to be.
I think I got sick and tired of sitting around and not doing anything. And I think with a lot of us, we've had a lot of time on our hands to really kind of focus on what it is we want to do. And I've been fortunate enough to have a great creative career and creating theater, but my second passion has always been education. So I started doing a little bit more teaching through Zoom, and thought to myself, well, here, how can I do this for myself? And I approached a friend of mine who works for the Stratford Business Center. I said, I have this idea. What do you think? And then we kind of like spitballed some ideas. And she said, well, let me put you in touch with one of the mentors at the business center. And I did, and they talked about this grant program that I should apply for, and I ended up applying for it. And the initiative was to get get small businesses to become a little bit more digital. I didn't not have a business at that time, so I ended up getting this grant program, getting some money to kind of create or start to build this business, and they kind of helped me cultivate it. And what was great about the program is it was a 4-week course. So they gave me a lot of personal mentorship in terms of figuring out how to run a small business, because I had no idea. and you know what? It's funny, during this time when you really do get to focus and figure out what it is that you actually like, you discover that there are other things that you didn't know you had passion for, like figuring out how to run a business. So yeah, it's like everything kind of aligned. I talked to this friend who then introduced me to this person that she worked with, and then the grant program, and then they gave me money, and then here we are today.
And I love that you worked with a business coach. So, and I know a lot of people are creating these new online initiatives and ways to stay connected and to continue to create. Would you recommend working with a business coach for someone who has, say, a passion or a desire to create their own business, but isn't quite sure where to start?
Well, definitely. What I've discovered is all you need is an idea. And my business coach will probably shoot me for saying that, but all you really do, I know, I won't say her name, but all you really need is an idea. And then Stratford, specifically the Stratford Business Center, was very helpful, because they do have these mentors that you can access for free. And you just reach out to them and you say, I have this idea, how do I cultivate it? And then they'll give you some tools. Well, they don't spoon feed you. That they don't do. So you do a lot of the legwork yourself, which is good, because then when you have to stand on your own 2 feet to do it, you can do it, but you do have somebody to guide you. So it alleviates making as many mistakes as you would probably make if you were doing it on your own. So I would highly suggest working with a business coach.
So what were some of the advantages and challenges with this online training platform that you're developing?
Well, the advantages are you can just reach a broader audience. So I did this 2-week intensive this summer with Eric Charbonneau, who was our vocal coach, and Rick Kish, who was our acting coach. And we had 18 students for 2 weeks. And the focus was on musical theater training, and then moving towards getting getting the self-tapes and audition self-tapes specifically done so that they had this tangible product at the end of it. And we're starting to recognize that self-tapes, especially in today's day and age, are very important. So the advantage was being able, like I had students from Vancouver all the way to Montreal. So you can just reach a lot more people. And, you know, where they would not necessarily get the training from specific people, like let's say, you know, like myself here in Ontario, when they're in Vancouver, unless they physically move themselves, which we can't do right now, it's made us as industry professionals more accessible to these young students. And now we have the time to reach out and really, really share our knowledge. And that's what I really, really want for this company, is to be able to take advantage of our time and share that knowledge with these young aspiring artists who look up to us. And what I've realized is we need it just as much as they do. Like I was beaming after every single day working with these young artists, because they have so much passion for something that we, you know, when we started, we had all this passion. We wanted to get into the industry. We wanted to do all this work. And then you get into it and it's great. And we have a lot of fun. And sorry, fun is not, it's hard work. I don't want to say
it can be fun too, but it's hard work to get to the fun.
And we forget sometimes why we started this in the first place. And then you meet these young kids who they just have these eyes and they look at you like, oh my God, you're doing the thing. You're doing the thing that I want to do. And it reinvigorates your passion every single day. And it reminds you why we started this in the first place. So that's my hope, is to be able to also bring in a lot of my friends, other industry professionals, to come in and teach for me, so that we can share that knowledge and experience with these eager young students.
I love that. And I love that so much of it is fueled by just your passion to make that connection between people that are just at the beginning and people that are more established in their journey.
Out there. And it's not just for young kids. Like I want to make sure that is also clear. I'm looking at industry professionals to take class, because I want, I think now we have an opportunity to take class. So there's no excuse. No excuse for us not to take class.
Note to self, get your butt to a class.
And I think it's important because exactly. And I think it's important that we learn from each other. Like these young artists will learn from us and we will learn from them, being in that class together.
And I was going to ask you, just kind of before we wrap up, for those who are working are at a more advanced point in their career, why is it important to continue training?
Well, because we're constantly evolving and changing the roles we play, right? And if we don't keep honing those skills and keep on top of them, we're gonna fall behind. Like it's a muscle. Let's dance specifically. If you don't keep up with dance, you'll end up like me. No, I'm just kidding. But you have to keep those skills up, otherwise they will go away. It's a muscle, right? And specific and acting too, like with age. We change ages. Funny enough, I never thought I'd get old, but I've gotten a lot older. So the things that I'm auditioning for are a lot different than what I was auditioning for when I first started out. And the same thing goes for voice. And our voices change. So we're constantly having to train to really, really stay on top of our game, because once we come back, which we will come back, like you said before earlier in the show, we want to be ready. As we wait in the wings.
Oh,
people are judging me.
No, segue, Steve, the good old trusty. But it's true. It's so true. And it's such a great way for us to, I think, stay healthy, stay engaged, stay connected. And like you say, when we come back, I did a master class with Stephanie J. Block a while back in this 20-year thing we've been in. But it's something that really resonated with me, and it reminded me, you saying that if you get the call, will you be ready?
Exactly.
And so taking this time to use it as an opportunity to work on, other things that maybe you wouldn't have had the opportunity to, or you wouldn't have given yourself the time to. Now is a great time, and it's a great way to stay excited about what's to come rather than looking back.
Exactly.
Further and further and closer to the new closer to us getting back, you know?
And we do. We have the time now. And then